So I'm here in the Aurora mine in Aurora, North Carolina. Aurora mine is the largest potash producer in the world and the second largest phosphate producer. In 2008 alone, over 6.6 million tons of phosphate were removed. Beneath this mine were the ancient seas of the early Miocene to the late Pliocene. During this time, there was an explosion of gigantic marine life. Whales achieved their largest diversity with the emergence of giant whales. Titanic macro predators arose, such as gigantic sharks and sperm whales. Of these, the most ferocious was Megalodon. So this is a gastropod shell. And here is some fossilized coral. Here is a great white tooth, and here's a megalodon tooth. As you can tell, megalodons were a lot larger than the sharks we see today.
Hey, my name is Hood Richardson. I'm educated as a geological engineer, and I worked at the phosphate mines when I first moved to Beaufort County. They're Miocene age geologically. That's about 30 million years old.
And what type of fossil, what is the main thing you mine in the mine?
Well, what they're looking for is phosphate. It's called phosphate loosely, but the main mineral is francolite, and francolite is fossilized fish feces, which are called coprolites.
And are there any like really impressive fossils found there?
Yeah, there's been about believe it or not, even though this is over the ocean, formed in seawater, there's been over 400 species of birds found there. And so it's a good place for people the bird people to come to look for fossil birds. The way this stuff's formed is kind of interesting. We've got the Labrador Current and the Gulf Stream meet, and where they meet is where the phosphate is deposited out as a fossil, where phosphate replaces like calcium and other minerals in these hardened bone and shell fragments. And of course they collide and have collided historically here in North Carolina right off the coast. The warm stream is the Gulf Stream, and the cold stream is the comes down from the north, the Labrador Current, and this is a reverse solution solubility thing. Normally things are soluble in warm water. In this particular case, phosphate is more soluble in cold water than it is in warm water, so the phosphate itself comes down on the Labrador Current, and when it hits the warm water, it, if you will, wants to precipitate out, so it finds something to replace.
So are there any like large animals? I know the Miocene was dominated by like giant whales and sharks.
Oh yeah, you can find vertebrae in the mine out there that are this big. It's not unusual at all to find vertebrae that big. There's shark's teeth out there. There's collector item shark's teeth that bring a lot of money, and it's well known for shark's teeth, and there are a multitude of different varieties of shark teeth that come out of there. The biggest ones are bigger than your hand. So there's some really huge shark's teeth that come out of the mine at Aurora.